Hello again. I've had a few questions about increasing our levels of consciousness and how do we manage that. Think of it this way, that imagine there are different levels in the ocean. There's the more superficial levels, closer to the waves, and that's less pressure. And as you go down into deeper depths, there's more pressure. And if you can imagine levels of striations, perhaps that might be easy to think about, where there are separate levels that you go through from when you go from one to the other. The lower the depth you go, the more resistance and pressure you feel, and the higher the frequency you go, the less resistance you feel. So it's not necessarily a matter of just eliminating all resistance, because that's actually quite a difficult thing. That's what enlightenment would be, if you could do that suddenly. But when you're living in a life and you've got all these things that you like and things that you don't like, things that are coming at you from left of field that you don't expect, and you've got to negotiate, navigate all those things, whether it's a conversation or an event or some unexpected thing that happens. Just think about the amount of resistance that you're offering to that thing, to that event or that person. And if you feel a lot of negative emotions, then it means that you're offering a lot of resistance to that event, even to the thought about it. So if there's something in your past or something in your present situation that you've been stressing over, it's because you've been offering a lot of resistance about that thing. And it's really important to keep moving forward in your life. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't get stuck in fears. Get stuck in looking forward to what could be better. So what would be better than this? What's the situation that would be better than this? And when you continually ask that question, when you continually ask of yourself, how can I feel better about my life and myself in my life? How do I respond better to people that upset me? How do I stop getting frustrated perhaps by people's actions? Then you can actually start thinking about you in the space of that and become more understanding, forgiving, not so concerned with what other people do, but how you respond to what other people do and what other situations in the world. For example, the world's showing us a lot of contrast at the moment, where we have a lot of things that we could be very angry about. And we will be angry until we ask the question, well, what do we want to do instead? And there's so much that we can't physically do right now to create a higher frequency in other people so that they can see things from a higher perspective. But the one thing we can do is create a higher frequency in ourselves, so that we are an example, or we're shining at a higher level. And believe me, when enough people create that feeling, then that ripples out into the world, and people all over the world can feel those high frequencies. So to answer that person's question about how to actually increase your level of consciousness, just be careful and be aware of how you feel about everything around you, about your present, your past, your future, where you want to head next, what you want to do next, what you want to do next. Here we are in England, and we've been driving around seeing different beautiful places, but not everywhere you see is beautiful. Many places that we see are industrial, or they don't have the sort of beauty that we expect to see. So we don't stay there and again keep staring at it and saying, why is this so ugly? What we do is we just move on to a more beautiful place. And that's what we should all be doing in our life. We should be looking at our situation, saying, this is interesting. How do we move forward in something even better, and something even better? And really what we're looking at, when we look at something that strikes us as being beautiful, it's because the contrast has been less beautiful previously. And so you see something, and then the minute you're in a village or somewhere that's just so beautiful, you don't sort of get sick of it, but you do get used to it. You get used to that sort of frequency, and then you can start looking around saying, well, what's the most beautiful? What's more beautiful? Is it the sunlight on the buildings, or is it the bird song, or the sheep leading out the back? What is it? So there'll be other things that you can ask yourself about to help you to elevate your level of consciousness. So use your environment in that way. So the negative things are to show you what needs improving, and you come up with the positive things using your own frequencies in your own energy field to help to change things, or to change at least the way you feel, so that as you go into a higher frequency, a higher level, you've achieved what you set out to do. I hope that helps in some way.